Roar!
Ew. Shipping by Admiral Biscuit. Standard shipping. Sweetie Belle looked down at her sap-covered hoofs and stomach distastefully.
Well, that didn't work. All because of that dumb tree.
I really thought it would, Apple Bloom replied. She slid a bottle of oil, a gift from Pinkie Pie, over the unicorn.
It just wasn't awesome enough,
Scootaloo remarked.
Maybe if we built a bigger ramp, we could...
No way, Apple Bloom said. My ramp's still sore from the landing. I just don't think we're gonna get our cutie marks in soapbox racing.
Well, we've got to do something.
Sweetie Belle scoured her belly with the oil before handing the bottle to the Pegasus.
Apple Bloom, you got any ideas?
I heard AJ talking about some new Darren Do book, she said. It wasn't a proper book though, just written on loose sheets of paper, held together with brads. I don't think A.K. Yelling wrote it. Scootaloo spit the oil rag out of her mouth.
I'm not gonna get a cutie mark in writing. That's like the dumbest thing ever. All a writer does is sit at home with a pencil and paper making up stuff she'll never do. But A.K. Yelling does. Sweetie, I can still taste pencil.
Well, that ain't about writing. We tried that with a full free press, remember?
Yeah,
Sweetie said dejectedly.
Rarity grounded me for a week after that. You brought up a book. What else could you have in mind?
Well, AJ was talking about how it was an unauthorized sequel, and told Fluttershy that she didn't like his shipping and then something about romance and kissing. Scootaloo's eyes widened and her wings flared out.
Romance and kissing? Blech! Rarity got a lot of books like that,
Sweetie remarked.
I read one once to see what it was about. And?
Scootaloo looked at her intensely.
What was it like? Boring.
Sweetie took a deep breath.
There was a bunch of grown-up ponies talking and kissing and falling in love, then having sex. And breaking up, then having sex. And all the other ponies were upset about it. That's all? No explosions? No stunts? Nope, just pages and pages of weird sex. I asked Rarity and she said I'd understand when I was older. How much older? I don't know, it's been weeks and I still don't get it.
Apple Bloom glared at her friends. Look, girls, we got enough topic here. We didn't try shipping yet.
Did so. We packed boxes with shredded up copies of the full free press.
Scootaloo objected.
Remember? Yeah, and made boats and paper mache.
Sweetie added. We didn't ship the packages or ponies. Apple Bloom countered.
You can't ship ponies.
Why not, Scootaloo? We got chicks by train sometimes. If you can ship chicks, why couldn't you ship ponies? Apple Bloom got to her hoofs and went muzzle to muzzle with Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle, batted around the oil bottle. Applejack mentioned it, remember? And my sister don't lie about things like that.
So how do you think we should go about it? I guess just get a box and put a pony in it. Well, who's gonna want to be put in a box?
Both fillies looked over at Sweetie Belle, who'd knocked the oil bottle out of her reach and was now tracing her hoof over the wood grain on the clubhouse floor. She looked up, noticing her two friends were staring at her.
Wait, you could get a really cool cutie mark, sweetie. Yeah, but... And you didn't ride in the wagon on our last attempt?
Scootaloo added.
'Cause some pony had to sit on the ground and time it. You said that was important.
Apple Bloom rolled her eyes. Come on, you don't have to do anything but sit in a box. How hard can that be?
Well, I guess. Cool!
Scootaloo reached out as if she was going to hug Sweetie, but then changed her mind and went for a hoof bump instead.
It's decided! Cutie Mark Crusaders shippers! Yay!
A quick raid of the barn netted the Cutie Mark Crusaders a big cardboard box, which Apple Bloom had lined with straw and one of Big Mac's old saddle blankets. As Sweetie was being boosted into the box by Scootaloo, her doubts came back.
I don't know, girls. I'm not so sure about this.
Look, we cut some air holes, Apple Bloom said. You'll have my land and a couple of juice boxes. There's a blanket in there and a bunch of straw. What else could you want?
Yeah, now duck your head so we can tape the lid closed.
Apple Bloom rubbed her chin with her hoof. You know, it might be easier if we go into town with an empty box and you just get in when we're ready to give it to the clerk at the post office.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Sweetie clambered off Scootaloo's back. The three Crusaders stopped in an alleyway beside the post office, and Scootaloo boosted Sweetie up into the box while Apple Bloom held the wagon steady. Once the lid was securely taped shut, the pair towed the box into the post office. The postal stallion looked it over, looked at the duo of fillies, and shrugged. Carousel Boutique, COD, no problem. And what shipping speed would you like, fillies? Apple Bloom and Scootaloo shared a glance. They didn't expect there be different speeds.
As fast as possible,
Scootaloo suggested.
AJ says that standard shipping is the best. That's what she told Fluttershy.
Fine.
Scootaloo rolled her eyes.
Boring.
The two Crusaders left the post office, eagerly discussing the likelihood of getting new cutie marks or, if this plan failed, what they might try next. Meanwhile, in the back room, if any pony had been listening to a certain box, she could have heard it say quietly,
I'm bored.
Rarity signed for the package and hoofed over the bits.
Now, what could this be? I don't remember ordering anything COD.
She looked at the return address.
It was mailed from Ponyville too. How odd.
Shaking her head, she floated the parcel into the boutique's workroom.
It's pretty heavy.
A second inspection revealed no other clues about the provenance of the package, other than it was a pleasant, farmy smell. Rarity levitated over a letter opener and slid the package tape on the top of the box. She took a step back as Sweetie Belle's head popped out of the box. Sweetie hooked her hoofs over the edge of the box, pulling herself upwards. Her struggles caused the box to tip over and fall, sending Sweetie sprawling across the floor amidst a cascade of straw, empty juice boxes, and sandwich crusts. As Rarity looked on in shock, Sweetie struggled to her hoofs. She looked at her flank for a moment before letting out a mournful sigh. Rarity looked at her sister in wonder.
What on earth are you doing in a box mailed to the boutique?
She rolled her eyes as the realization hit her.
Trying to get your cutie mark? It didn't work,
Sweetie lamented.
And I really have to pee!
Author's note. Just a silly little thing I tossed together after seeing the cover illustration on Equestria Daily. Surprisingly, there are no stories simply titled Shipping on Fanfiction. I regret nothing. FWIW oil can be used to clean off tree sap. Fanfiction is also sometimes referred to as an unauthorized sequel. COD is cash on delivery, and it used to be somewhat common for packages shipped to residential addresses, although I don't think it is anymore. Businesses still get stuff that way. Yes, chicks and other livestock used to be shipped by rail. In fact, the USPS still delivers live chicks. Hello everyone, this is Visual Pony from Pony&Wolf Productions, and I thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to this video. At this point, I want to thank all of our amazing patrons on Patreon for supporting this channel with their monthly donations and keeping the lights on around here. Now, more than ever, it is important that you support your favorite content creators, because due to YouTube's new content policy changes, we, along with other content creators, had to demonetize a lot of our most profitable videos. For us, those are the Fallout Equestria stories. As you can see on the graph on screen right now, our earnings per video used to be relatively okay. Even though the earnings were never enough for a viable career, it was enough for a good, decent side income. Now we are struggling to pay our bills. If you want to support us for as little as $1 a month, you can do so by clicking on our Patreon link down in the description below. And you can get wonderful perks like, for example, early access to all of our stuff. Sometimes things like this are recorded months in advance. Voice acting lessons from me or Midnight if you really want to. And you can join our Patreon Discord server. Even though it may look like there's not much going on in there, I am actually checking it on the daily. Thank you for listening to this message, and I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day.